Plaintiff Frederick Thomas met the defendant in an alcohol rehab program, and Frederick thought he was a trustworthy guy. Frederick claims he sold his property to the defendant so he could move into a rehab facility. But before the defendant paid him off, the property was stolen, so Frederick's holding him responsible. Defendant Malcolm Rush says he used to be addicted to cocaine, but he's been clean for 3 years. Malcolm says he is trustworthy, working on his bachelor's degree, hoping to work in HIV prevention, and he only owes Frederick for a portion of his lawsuit.
Prove your case.
My name is Frederick Thomas. I met Malcolm back in the summer of 2008 at a drug and alcohol rehab at the VA Medical Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm currently still within the program.
Yeah.
I'm also a full-time student at UW Milwaukee. I've even brought current
Let's see it. It's a good school.
in GPA, majoring in urban planning. Since I've known Malcolm, he always came across like a pretty nice guy, a guy working on his program. This past June, he inquired from one of my friends that I was getting rid of my apartment and that I was selling my belongings. He approached me and he made a bid of $2,500. I accepted, and we filled out the contract.
Let me allow him to give some background, and then I'll allow you to continue. You can hand me that contract as well. Thank you, Doyle. Sir?
Actually, and back in the early 1990s, I became addicted to cocaine. I struggled with it for many years, and I went into treatment within the VA system. I am currently doing outpatient. I'm proud to say that I have 3 years of clean time on my record. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in social work. I am also working with UWM Veterans Upper Bound program, where I tutor veterans on a daily basis at the VA hospital.
Good.
It is my goal upon the completion of my bachelor's degree to go into HIV prevention / substance abuse.
I applaud you for that, and because it's my belief that people who've had trouble with drugs and alcohol are the best counselors for those who are addicted to drugs and alcohol. And I'm also one that believes that when you're able to escape a certain type of crisis in your life, that you should go back and help people who still have to deal with those same type of issues. So I applaud you and you for doing that, because a lot of folks, they receive that blessing of recovery and prosperity, and then they run off, and the next time you see them, they act like they'd never done anything in the world. They act like they passed judgment on you. Put that cigarette out. You've been smoking crack all your life, and now you're gonna tell me to put a cigarette out. So I applaud you. Now, a lot of the other folks who are in recovery should seek to become drug abuse counselors, because folks can relate to them. You can't tell me nothing about drugs if you ain't been on them. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, in the summer of July 2008 last year, I met Fred Thomas at the Milwaukee VA hospital. We were roommates for a short time. Shortly after that, Fred, I think, had some difficulties in relapsing, and he left the program. And I had not seen him up until this past April.
Let me allow him to tell me what has happened since you all resumed your friendship. You submit to me a contract. Tell me, in essence, what this indicates.
We had come to the agreement where $500 would be paid on the 1st and the 3rd of each month until the $2,500 was paid off. In the process, I had given my apartment keys so that he can get into the building and also get into my apartment. There was a HD receiver box that had apparently come up stolen. He had accused my manager of stealing it and said that he was in my apartment at the time when they came back to grab more of my old belongings over to his new apartment. This is the police report that I have filed of the theft.
And you're suggesting that perhaps he stole it?
I'm alleging that. He had my apartment keys, so it's his responsibility to lock up after he had left. And apparently he didn't do so if he saw my manager inside my apartment.
Manager has keys?
Well, no, my manager didn't have keys.
Sir, that's the first time I've ever heard it. That's routine.
He's more of a caretaker is what he is, Your Honor.
Okay. How much is that for the theft?
$253.44 for the DirecTV, and also the $104 I paid to get the HD receiver at Best Buy.
Total amount?
Total amount would be $357.
All right. Did he pay? I mean, why are you suing? Did he pay
I'm
any of
suing him
this? Did he
because
fail to pay?
He breached the contract right from the get-go.
He never paid anything?
He paid $300 the very first of the 1st of July.
Okay.
The $300 he paid, and he said he can only afford the $300 because he saw his ex-boyfriend inside the apartment, his apartment, trying to steal some things. So he chased him outside of the apartment. This is a hockey story that he told me. They chased him outside of the apartment with a knife, slashed his tires. The police were called, and instead of him going to jail or getting charges pressed against him, the police said, "Why don't you pay for the tires and we'll drop the charges?" 2 days later, he said that he couldn't pay me the $500 because he didn't have it. He needed money for this, that, and the rent.
So he's paid you a total of how much?
Total of $300 when it should have been $1,000 at that point in time.
Let me hear from you.
Yes, sir. I have a police report in regards of the TV he's mentioned. He didn't specifically say that there was a TV
I haven't
and
gotten
surround
to that
sound
yet,
system
Your
that
Honor.
was taken away from the house. The alleged boyfriend was an ex-roommate who was living with me at the time who taken his property. And I was willing to pay him back whatever it was, the amount. And we had agreed in this contract on the day that he obtained all of his property back that I would pay him $600 for the TV and the surround system.
It was $800.
So we have two contracts.
Yes, sir.
And I have to go with the most recent. So the most recent was this one, sir.
Oh, there's a new one here involved.
Let me see the newer one then.
Okay.
I want the latest contract. Judge, witness want to speak while we're waiting? State your name.
Good day, Judge Mathis. My name is Ronald Ignatiak, and I'm a good friend of both these gentlemen.
Okay.
Okay. To me, this whole matter could have been settled without court. They're both upstanding men and all that. And the only problem that Malcolm has had is when Fred come over to and start screaming at him at his apartment. That was in the latter part of July.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that.
That's the property damage you're suing
That's
for?
the property damage.
Because, sir, let me inform you that this is not a contract. This is a letter. It's not a binding agreement. Well, maybe he'll agree. Do you agree to what he's alleging in the letter?
No, sir.
So if he's not agreeing, I can only go with what is said on paper. Let's get to the property damage. What property damage does he owe you?
Okay, when I went to go get my property about mid-July, I'd noticed that there was burn holes in my couch cushions and scrape marks on my kitchen table. And I do have these photos here.
Sir, did you damage any of his property?
No, sir. I have no knowledge.
Well, what happened to it?
When I got the things, there may have been a scrape or scratch or a burn hole on it.
May have been. You saw it
been.
when you had it. How long was it there?
It was there almost a month.
And you wouldn't have seen a scrape or scratch or a cigarette burn. You were that high that month?
No, I was not high.
him if he smokes,
I did
Your Honor.
not see any scratches or burn on the sofa.
These
So
are
who
damages.
moved the furniture in?
Malcolm and another guy.
Sir, you would have seen this.
That's what I was complaining about. Those are the couch cushions.
How much do you want in total for your property damage, sir?
$380.
All right. And that's about right for that. That's a fair and reasonable amount. I'm going to grant you the $380 for the property damage. I'm going to grant you the $600 on this contract. That's what this says. He owes you $600. So that's what, $980. Right. That's all I can grant you, sir. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you.